Okay, so this is a GXTV interview with a legend that is John McGuinness. First thing I want to ask you, John, is how old were you when you started bowling and what attracted you to the sport?
Oh, ginge. I think I started playing when I was about 10 or 11 years of age. And I started to play because my parents played. Like a lot of people. A lot of people start playing bowls because their mum and dad or their grandfather or grandmother or whatever played, brother or sister. So that's why I played.
And hence we've got Tom obviously following in your footsteps.
I think all over the country people that play bowls because of relatives playing.
Sure, sure. Now you've won many county and national titles. Any particular favourites?
Oh, they're all special, but goodness, I mean, winning the fours twice with a 20-year gap was quite special. Last time in 2019, so not that long ago.
Sure.
Family pairs was special with Tom because that is a special competition. It allows people, family members, to play together in a competitive environment, regardless. So you could be a young under 25 international and go out and play with your grandfather's played bowls all his life and never won anything.
Sure.
So that was special. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I could have asked you at the beginning of the interview to list all your titles, but that would have taken up about half an hour. So I'm hoping my techie guy is going to just scroll a few of your achievements across the screen.
Okay.
Now, do you enjoy the team aspect of bowls or the individual aspect of bowls?
Do I enjoy both, Judge?
Yeah.
Because bowls actually, everything about bowls is about individual performance.
Yeah.
So even if you're in a team, you've got to deliver performance individually. It's quite special when you go and win team events with playing partners. Whether that be in a pair or triple or four, or in a team event where you've got ranks playing with each other, or playing with each other, like 2 4s or top club and stuff like that.
Middleton.
That's quite special because you're also tend to playing for your county, or you're playing for your country, or you're playing for your club.
Sure.
And so there's an extra motivation.
Yeah.
I love playing singles as well. I've got quite a good singles record. I'd like to win some more singles titles if I can. So I quite enjoy playing singles, but it's not everyone's cup of tea.
No.
So I actually enjoy both.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, many people might not know this, but you were Bowls England performance director. So describe your role. What did it involve?
So that was back for the Commonwealth Games in 2022. So it was a 4-year stint. My role was to look after the men, women, and para teams and their preparations for major championships. And it delved down into what we do at national level and county level as well, of course, and trying to create that pathway. But ultimately, I was judged on how we did at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in 2022. And thankfully the players, did amazingly well. They were fantastic. Home crowds, etc. It was brilliant. I had some great support from some great team managers as well who were involved in that programme. Mo Monkton was the women's team manager, Kirk Smith was the men's team manager, and Helen Wall was the para team manager, and there was a whole bunch of other people that were involved in that. So it was great. Yeah,
good really experience.
Fantastic. Fantastic
Brilliant.
Experience.
Now, GXTV, as you know, is trying to raise the profile of bowls.
Yeah.
And as a sport for all ages and athletic abilities.
Yeah.
How do you feel we can attract more people to the sport of bowls?
Ooh. Attract more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that, Ginge.
Yeah.
I wish I had the exact ingredient for that, the answer for that. But I think we could be doing more of certain things. As a sport, generally, in this country, we've been very slow to change. there's been a decline in numbers of people playing, people entering competitions, etc., etc. It's not across the board. It's generally.
Yeah.
You know, some clubs, some counties doing better than others. Our club, for example, is thriving.
Yeah.
You know, we got how many members we got now?
175.
175 members. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Other clubs are struggling. So we've tended to be slow to change. So we've clung to tradition maybe too much.
Sure.
Tradition does form part in any sport, especially a sport like bowls.
Yeah.
But I think the times are changing, and in order to survive, you've got to adapt. And adapt means changing how we approach welcoming people to the club. Change means changing the format of some of the games that we play.
Yeah.
You know, we've been creatures of comfort, having sort of, you know, club friendlies every Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon for the past 100 years. And we might have to change that approach to saying that's an opportunity. Those times are opportunities to bring other people that don't play bowls to the green to play.
Yeah.
Should they be open days all the time, every weekend? I don't know. Things like that, I think, will maybe open the sport up for more people to come and experience it. Because you know, from even what we do here, new people that come up here and play the game, love it.
Yeah.
And they kind of think, why did I not play this before? You know, some of our sponsors who come up, the staff come up, and they can't believe it. And they think, I didn't even know this was here. And then when they start playing it, they really enjoy it.
Exactly.
So being a bit more creative in that way,
Yeah.
will ultimately then change the image of the sport.
Yeah.
And changing the image of the sport means getting a more diverse profile of people playing.
From a personal experience, when I joined 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I thought, we should have taken this up 30 years ago.
Yeah.
When I see like your son,
Yeah.
Michael Gom,
Yeah.
Georgie Reid, who
Yeah.
are all in their 20s and
Yeah.
winning national titles.
Yeah.
You know, I wish the stigma around bowls, I feel, is it's an old person sport. It is, but it's also any age sport, in my opinion.
Do you know, I was asked the same question 35 years ago, Ginge, and that was exactly the question. It's an old people sport. And my answer to that, and still is the same answer, it's actually a young person sport that old people can play.
Sure. Old person sport.
Old people can play bowls.
Yeah.
You know, older people, I won't say old people, but older people that have maybe played other sports like tennis or football or rugby or cricket or whatever, and then they come and play bowls
Yeah.
because it's less demanding athletically.
Yeah.
It still is, still has an athletic side to it.
Sure.
But I guess there's a lot of people that play bowls after they played another sport.
Yeah.
Golf's another one. So that's a real attraction, because we should have more of those people in their 50s and 60s coming and playing our sport.
Sure.
And I think we need to attract a lot more of those as well, because there's always this fixation about attracting young people. It's very difficult to get young people into any sport if they're not already in it.
That's right.
Because they've got so many other things to do. They've
Yeah.
got work, they've got the family commitments, they've got other things to do. So to get
Yeah.
them to play sport, never mind play bowls,
Yeah.
is a challenge for all sports.
Yeah, it is, and of course there isn't money in bowls like there is in football or cricket or golf, and perhaps a young person might think that's my priority, but sport could be their second or third sport. And
Well, put it this way, James, there's very few sports that I know that you can play quite on a good competitive level in multi-generation, so grandfather, grandson,
Yeah,
father, son,
yeah.
etc. I don't think there's that many sports that offer that opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you look at any of the research into what people are doing with their holidays and their leisure time, etc., multi-generational sort of activity where whole families, extended families, go and do things together
Yeah.
is a growing trend.
sure.
Now that kind of means at a local level we could be doing more, and we could be having a lot more people come and playing
Sure.
our sport.
Yeah, exactly.
In my humble opinion.
Good. John, absolute pleasure. Thank you for the exclusive
Thanks,
interview
Ginge.
for
My pleasure. My pleasure.
GXTV.
Great idea. This brilliant idea.
I do.
Yeah.
And thanks ever so much for your time.
You're welcome, Ginge.
And good luck for the season. I hope
Fantastic.
I'll meet you in the Two Woods again.
I hope so.
Take care.